Wanted to talk today about car heat. So if we look right now, my car's not on. It's not running, but one thing I can do is go ahead and turn it on. Wow, isn't that exciting? Now that the car is on, we're going to see here that that we have this thing set to 74 auto on both sides. Also, the current temperature 26 degrees. Now, the reason that this is set on auto is because of the way that car engines work. Here's how the heat in a car works. First of all, the engine is cold. It's 26 degrees. So if you were to crank up the heat and try to get it to blast warm air in here, it won't happen because the engine is cold and the heat comes off of that cold engine. So until the engine warms up, it's not going to blow warm air. So there's no sense in cranking up the heat to 80 degrees and turning it up to full volume, if you will, on the heater, because it's just gonna blow cold air. Here's how the heat in a car works. First of all, the engine is cold. It's 26 degrees. So if you were to crank up the heat and try to get it to blast warm air in here, it won't happen because the engine is cold and the heat comes off of that cold engine. So until the engine warms up, it's not going to blow warm air. So there's no sense in cranking up the heat to 80 degrees and turning it up to full volume, if you will, on the heater, because it's just gonna blow cold air. Now, the great thing about this being on auto is that I have it set at 74 degrees. And what's gonna happen is these vents, when it starts to warm up and that engine starts to have some heat come off of it, it's gonna start blowing that warm air into this cabin. Don't know if you can hear that, but it's already started to blow a little bit of air. Now, let's talk about this 74 degrees. The reason it's set to 74 degrees is because that's the temperature that I feel is going to be very comfortable in here. It is not the temperature of the air that's going to be blowing on me. It doesn't matter if that temperature, if that air was 80 or 85 degrees, my skin and my body is running at a cool 98. So no matter what, it's going to feel cold, right, blowing on me. Here's the other thing. I have it set to 74 because that is the temperature that I want the car to, the heat to stop going up. I want it to be 74. That's my comfortable temperature. So if you were to set this on 80, then what it would do is it would just continue to blow until the temperature in the cabin was 80 degrees, which is way too warm. Then you're going to find yourself turning the heat down and adjusting it all because it got too hot. It didn't get any hotter quicker because you had it on 80 had you had it on 74. The only difference is that it took longer to reach 80. So turning the heat up in the car does not make it warmer faster. It just makes it take longer to stop heating up the engine, the cabin. So that's it. Stop putting the heat on 80, putting it on max, cranking that fan up. It's not going to do any good. It's not going to heat up your car any faster. Just put it on a comfortable temperature, 72, 74, whatever you're comfortable with, and the car will automatically heat as the heat is available. And when it hits that temperature, it will just stop and it will cruise at that temperature, and you'll be so nice and comfortable, and you won't have to touch the heat anymore. I've now been in the car for about 4 minutes, and listen to that heat blowing. It's just cranking out some nice warm air for me. The great thing is I haven't had to touch the fan, turn it up, turn it down, anything. It's called automatic.